Hey everyone, just a quick practice tip for you. So, if you're working on something, something new, something complicated, um, first piece of advice is always go slow. I have a video talking about this from a while ago, but always go slow. You know, even if it means you have to take it down to a level that's boring. If you're able to take it down to that level, play correctly over and over and over again, you're going to be able to build up that speed eventually. It's just going to come naturally because you're training yourself how to play that thing properly. Even though it's slow, you're training your body to play this, whatever it is, whether it's a drum beat, fancy rudiment, some independence. You're training yourself how to do it properly. What we often do is we want to go either at the speed, our goal speed, or at a speed that just feels a little bit better, and then we're just guessing. Maybe we get one out, but it's just luck. It isn't because we actually know how to play it or that we played it correctly. It's just something happened to line up for one time through. So always go slow. Okay. Now, if you're still having trouble, what I see happen a lot of times is we're able to play this thing through slowly and correctly. Then we try to bump up in speed. Now, as soon as we try to bump up in speed, we can play through it once, maybe twice, and then as we loop it around, we run into problems. Usually, I find with my students is they play through it once and then they loop it around, and that second time something falls apart, and it's pretty consistent like that. As soon as they bump up that speed. Now, number one is, okay, maybe they need to slow it back down again. Maybe they bumped up too much, or even if they didn't bump up too much, maybe they're just not ready to go there yet. If you are bumping up and you're having that trouble looping around, here's another tip that you can do besides slowing down that will help in that process as well, and that's play through it once. If you're able to play through it correctly, play it through it once and then pause. Give yourself a little break in between and then start over. Okay, so for instance, I'm just going to pick a random drum beat and pretend this is what we're talking about. So if this was it, of course there's no sound. Let's try that again, huh? Crank that up a little bit. Here we go. Okay. I forgot I turned it down. So say it's this, okay? In fact, I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to take that out. Okay. All right, so we've got... Okay. Say that was the drum beat you're working on, and say you can play it through that one time correctly. So what I want you to do is you're going to pause after that. Okay, and just see if that works. You might need to extend that pause a little bit. Okay, and just keep doing that, and then eventually just start to, once that feels comfortable, start to make those pauses shorter and shorter, assuming you're still getting through it correctly every time, okay? And then you're just shortening those pauses. Now, right there, I did something bad. Each time I was actually speeding up rather than just shortening the pause. Don't do that. Keep it the same speed and shorten the length of that rest in between, and eventually you're just going to be looping, okay? And this is just giving you more practice. It's giving you more consistency. Again, always slow it down first, but if you're still having trouble, or if you're just, you really just want to try to take it up just a little bit, you're sick of playing it at that boring speed, and you want to just bump it up just a tiny bit, but you're having trouble looping it around, do this, okay? Just play through it once, pause, play through it again, pause, and then as that gets comfortable, just continue to shorten the length of that pause, and pretty soon you'll be looping. And then from there, you can go through the whole process again, bump it up in speed. Hopefully by now, it's so ingrained in you that you'll just be able to start soaring. Okay, I still suggest slow bumps in speed. Don't go from here to there because that's going to be frustrating and disappointing. Just slow bumps. But again, if you do this consistently and correctly, that's the deal. Consistently and correctly, the speed will happen naturally because it's ingrained. Okay, you won't forget that. So give it a try. Let me know what you think.